This is Sarah Dean, the wife of the victim.
Hello, Sarah. My name is Detective James Black. I know you must be quite emotional this time. However, I do have a couple of quick questions for you, if that's okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Where were you when your husband was killed?
I was out of the shop down the road from here. When I got back, the door was unlocked, which was unusual. It's only when I opened it and saw what had happened.
Do you have any proof that you were there?
Yes, a receipt.
May I see them, please? Okay, good. Does anyone else have access to this house other than you and your husband?
Apart from family, no.
Okay then, final question. Does your husband have any enemies that will want to harm him or even kill him? It's fine. I know this is hard for you. You don't have to answer. It would just help the case if you knew.
No, it's fine. He had no enemies as far as I know. He was thoroughly liked at his job. As for friends, I can't think of any reason anyone would want him dead.
Okay then. Since your house is a crime scene at the moment, do you have any family you could stay with?
Yes, my parents.
You should remain calm and surround yourself with people you trust and will feel safe with. If I could just take your contact information. The victim's name was Michael Dean. He was a male, aged around 38. The police haven't concluded the cause of death yet.
He was strangled. He hit his head on the counter first though. There's both blood there and on the back of his head. He would have fallen on his front though, so whoever did this would have had to have turned him over before they strangled him.
Right, any ideas of who would have done this?
Well, it doesn't look like any of the doors or windows were broken or unhinged. It doesn't seem like there was much of a struggle, which means he didn't know what was happening until it was already too late. And nothing seems to be out of place. That rules out the possibility of it being a robbery gone wrong.
I've spoken to the neighbours. No one saw or heard anything. However, the man who lives next door was seen leaving his home before we arrived. He may have seen something, but we won't know until he returns.
Well, if this isn't just a one-off murder, we should probably work fast. Let's collect up all the evidence and take it back to the lab for analysis. See if we can find any more clues as to who might have done this. Hello? We have to go.
What's happened now? Another victim in a matter of hours? Couldn't be a coincidence, could it?
No, it's most likely that this murder was performed by the same person that committed the other one. However, we can't know for sure.
Right, if it was the same person, that should narrow down our suspect, shouldn't it?
Correct. What have you got for me?
His name was Joe Sir, the missing next door neighbour.
He must have seen or heard something he shouldn't have, and then was killed for it.
That means he was killed by the same person. There can't be a coincidence, can it?
Looks like he was hit over the head with something multiple times. Look around, see if you can find anything with blood on it that could be used as a murder weapon.
Over here!
So we found the murder weapon. Put enough force behind that, that should do the trick.
The runner that called us in said there was no one in the area.
Yet again, no one saw anything happening. Let's get all this stuff back to the lab for analysis. See if we can link these two murders together.
So where are we heading now?
back to the first crime scene, see if there's anything we missed.
Right, so we've got 2 victims, 1 murderer, and hardly any leads.
Yeah, well, we know this was an amateur job. I mean, they strangled the first victim and then hit the other over the head with a rock and just tossed it aside like it was nothing.
If it was an amateur job, are there any fingerprints, any DNA?
No, haven't got anything back from the lab yet.
Right, so any idea on how long that would be? The quicker we wrap this up, the better.
No, they didn't say. What about the other neighbours? Are you sure none of them had anything to say on this matter?
Not really. Most of them just said they didn't see anyone leaving the house. And nothing relevant to do with the case.
So maybe not as amateur as we thought. I mean, no one saw anything apart from the one neighbour that was then killed.
What I still don't understand is how the doors were fine. There's no sign of forced entry.
Yeah, so the murderer must have already been in the house. Already been in the house. We've got to go.
Where?
Hello. Don't worry. I know you killed that man in the kitchen. And the other man in the woods. I understand the first murder was through rage. You got into an argument with him, you lost control, and you got violent. You pushed him over, and he fell and hit his head on the kitchen counter. Then in your anger, you strangled him to death. Realising that the neighbour next door had heard something, you tracked him down and killed him too, so that he couldn't tell anyone what you did. Your mistake was that you were nervous, which made you reckless and impulsive, and so you left evidence.
But you don't understand. I
still don't understand how you got to that conclusion.
You said it yourself. All the doors were locked and there was no forced entry, which means the murderer must have been in the house before the murder took place. The neighbours also didn't see anyone leaving the house this morning, which includes the wife, which means she didn't go to the shops like she said. We just have to wait and see what the results from the fingerprint scans are.